It was Parmigiano Reggiano. I know what you're thinking. You've had Parmesan, you've shaken it out of a green canister. But this was not that. This was a 2-year aged wheel from Emilia-Romagna, and it cracked apart in these little crystalline shards that dissolved on my tongue. Nutty, sharp, almost like caramel, but savory. It rewired something in my brain that day. Here's the wild part though. Parmigiano Reggiano is one of the most tightly regulated foods on the planet. There are actual inspectors who travel wheel to wheel, tapping each one with a small hammer, just listening. If the sound isn't right, that wheel doesn't get the name. They strip the label. This cheese takes its identity very seriously. Moving on. And this next one is going to divide the room. Roquefort, French blue cheese, sheep's milk, aged in the natural caves of Combloux in southern France. And yes, real caves. The mold that creates those iconic blue-green veins actually lives naturally inside those caves. For French cheesemakers, completely normal Tuesday. I'll be straight with you. The first time I tried Roquefort, I did not like it. I was 22 at a wine tasting someone dragged me to, and I thought it tasted like someone had forgotten blue cheese in a gym locker for a month. But I tried it a year later with a drizzle of honey and a walnut. And something clicked. The funk, the cream, the salt. It all made sense together. Roquefort is a cheese you have to meet at the right moment in your life. Now here's a name not enough people know. Comté, C-O-M-T-A. French, from the Jura region near the Swiss border, and quietly one of the most complex cheeses in the world. The 18 or 24-month wheels carry notes of roasted hazelnuts, brown butter, a little dried fruit, hard cheese that melts with this smooth, almost luxurious texture. I use it in everything, mac and cheese, gratin, croque-monsieur, and here's the fact that puts it in perspective. Comté is the most consumed cheese in France, the country with over 1,000 types of cheese. They still choose this one more than any other. That should tell you everything. Full gear shift, yeah, Burrata. If Comté is the quiet overachiever, Burrata is the one who shows up to the party and immediately becomes the center of attention without even trying. From Puglia, southern Italy, a fresh mozzarella shell filled with cream and soft curd. When you cut into it, it just spills open. Creamy, indulgent, ridiculous in the best way. And it has almost no shelf life. A great Burrata should be eaten the day it's made, with just sea salt, good olive oil, and crusty bread. That's it. Burrata does not need your help. Last spring, I hosted a pop-up dinner, spent 3 days on the main course, and threw together a quick starter, just Burrata, with grilled peaches and basil oil. It got more compliments than anything else on the table. The cheese always wins. Let's hop to Spain. Manchego, made from Manchega, sheep milk, raised on the dry plains of La Mancha. Young Manchego is mild and buttery, but age it a year or more, and it develops this peppery, slightly tangy kick with a long finish. Think of it like the difference between a fresh olive and a cured one. Same origin, completely different experience. Try it with quince paste and a glass of Tempranillo. That pairing makes you feel like the universe actually has its act together. Gruyère, Switzerland, melty, dependable, beloved worldwide. But here's what most people get wrong. True, Gruyère has no holes. Zero. Those holes you're picturing? That's Emmental. Easy mix-up, different cheese entirely. Gruyère builds complexity the longer it ages. The extra mature wheels develop this slightly granular texture and an almost meaty depth that is genuinely stunning. For fondue, French onion soup, a croque-monsieur, Gruyère is quietly doing some of the heaviest lifting in the world of cooked cheese. It just doesn't brag about it. Okay, I have to be upfront about this next one. Époisses, from Burgundy, washed in local brandy during aging until the rind turns this wild reddish orange. One of the most powerfully aromatic cheeses on the planet. Isos and Ixed. Isendo Kaigin Sin, so intense it's reportedly banned on public transportation in France. Not a joke. Real thing. But underneath all that, the inside is creamy, almost spoonable, with this rich, earthy, slightly boozy depth that completely catches you off guard. Your nose says absolutely not. your taste buds say, please don't stop. My culinary school instructor called it the cheese that separates the curious from the cautious. I think about that line more than I probably should. Pecorino Romano. Ancient, bold, wildly underrated. Made from sheep's milk, pecora means sheep in Italian, and produced in central Italy for over 2,000 years. The Roman legions reportedly ate this as part of their daily field rations. That's a longer track record than most countries. Saltier and sharper than Parmigiano, which makes it the right call for dishes that need that aggressive punch to carry everything. And cacio e pepe, pasta alla gricia. I keep both in my kitchen. They're not interchangeable. They're a team. Halloumi. Oh, halloumi. From Cyprus. And this one behaves unlike any other cheese in existence. Because of its unusually high melting point, you can grill it or pan fry it directly, and it holds its shape completely. Golden, crispy edges on the outside, chewy and squeaky on the inside. The squeak is intentional, sign of freshness. If it isn't squeaking, it's been sitting too long. Grill it with watermelon and fresh mint in the summer. And sounds like it shouldn't work until someone tries it and immediately asks for the recipe. I've served this at backyard dinners across the Bay Area. Disappears before anything else on the table, every single time. And finally, Taleggio. From the Val Taleggio Valley in Lombardy, washed rind, earthy on the outside, and soft, mild, almost buttery on the inside. Two completely different stories, and somehow both are good. Melts beautifully for risotto, flatbreads, or just spread on crusty bread with fig preserves. And here's what I always tell people, intimidated by it. For a cheese that looks that intense, the flavor is actually really approachable. It's the perfect gateway for anyone curious about stronger cheeses, but not quite ready to commit. Taleggio meets you where you are. Here's what I want you to take away. Every one of these 10 cheeses comes from a specific place, a specific tradition, a community of people who have been refining this craft for generations. Sometimes centuries. When you eat a truly great cheese, you're tasting all of that in one bite. So next time you're at a farmer's market or a specialty store, grab something unfamiliar. Ask the person behind the counter what they'd recommend. Give it a real chance before you make up your mind. Because the best food experiences almost always start with a little curiosity and just enough courage to try something new. If you made it to the end, you're officially a cheese person now. Welcome, great club. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this, it genuinely helps the channel. Subscribe to Meal Mind for more deep dives like this one. And drop a comment. Which of these 10 have you tried? Which one are you going for next? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one. Go eat something that excites you.